Okay, we're just looking at a video just covering two small parts of the course, which is step graphs and piecewise graphs. So the function goes up in steps. Okay, so we're in function notation, so it's an fx, and here are x values. So I just want you to find the values of f1, f0, f5, and f1.5. So pause the tape, and when you're ready, come back. Okay, so f1, that's x equals 1. There's a 0, there's a hollow circle, there's a full circle, which means we have to use that value. So f of 1 equals 3. X equals 0 is a black, and so f of 0 equals 0 because that's the value of y, or fx. F of 5, 5's out there. There is no functions, so it's not defined. So that was a trick question, that one. And f of 1.5, 1.5 is there. Go up, come across, and so we get the answer is 3 again. Okay, let's come across when you're ready. So we've got another one. Again, we're in function notation, so we've got fx up there instead of having y, and there's our x values. So have a go, and when you're ready, come back live. Okay, f of minus 2, so there's minus 2, which means we're on that line, which means we get 0 again. F of 0 is that value there, and we're still on that line because it's a coloured in circle, so that's a 0. And the last one, 4.5, is there. Come up, we're right in the middle of the line, so come across, and the answer is 2. Okay, so when you're ready, come across. Okay, so this is the harder part where you have to write equations for piecewise, okay? And so all of these are straight lines, so at the end of the day we have to have y equals mx plus b, but I also want you to find the domains, okay? Which means the values of x. Okay, so I'll do the first one with you. Okay, so that's the point where we're changing values, changing lines. So, and it's a smooth curve, so at some stage, like it's going to be fx equals, and then we're going to have a curly bracket. So x greater than 0 is going to be this line, and x less than or equal to 0 will be this line. So we need to have a gradient and a y-intercept. Now in both these cases, the y-intercept is 0, so it's going to be plus 0. So we just have to find the gradient. And it says here that the units are in ones. So 1, so that's a 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's a 4. So in this one, the gradient is the rise 4 over the run. So the answer is y equals 2x, for x is greater than 0. And over on this side, minus 1, minus 2, minus 1, minus 2. So the rise minus it's 2 over 2, which is 1. And so it's y equals x. So what I want you to do, so this is how we write it. We have a curly bracket. You have the equation of the line, which is y equals mx plus b, and then you write the domains. Okay? So have a go at the next one by yourself, and when you're ready, come back live. Okay, so we've got, let's put some numbers in. So that's 3, 4, so that's 4. I'll put that in because that's one of our points. 1, 2, 3. Minus 4, because that's one of our points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's probably enough. So we've got fx equals a nice big curly brackets. So 1, 2. So the critical numbers are minus 2 for this line. So x is less than, now these all join up smoothly, so we can, doesn't matter if you have an equal sign or not. So x is minus 2 is the first line. Between minus 2 and 2, actually, we won't have an equal sign. We've already used the equal sign. So between minus 2 and 2 is this line, and for x greater than 2 and equal to 2 is the last line. Okay, so the easiest one is this one here, and that equals 4 for all the values. So this part here is constant, it doesn't change. So the straight line is y equals, or fx equals 4. Okay, for this one here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 6, 1, 2. The line is going up to the right, so it's a positive gradient. So it's y equals 3x plus something. So what we have to do is we have to find the equation of the line. So we've got y equals 3x plus b value. Now this coordinate here is going to be minus 2 for x, and y is 4, so that'll help us find the b value. So you put the 4 out the front. 3 times minus 2 is minus 6 plus b, so b equals 10. 10. So it's going to be 3x plus 10. And looking at this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 and 2. But this time the line's going to the left. So it's going to be minus 3x. And because of the symmetry, it's going to go up and it'll be also plus 10. So there's your equation. Okay, so make sure you practice being able to find equations of straight lines. Okay, and the last one we're going to do, no, I guess you've got two to do. We're going to be drawing piecewise functions. So we've got fx, so that the vertical is fx and the horizontal is x, so you label your things. And we'll do the first one together and we'll do the second one by ourselves. So we've got fx equals x plus 5, so the y-intercept equals 5, the gradient equals positive 1, so the x-intercept is you take the y-intercept, change the sign and divide by the gradient, so it's minus 5. So x, so we go minus 3, minus 4, so it's minus 5. So that's where it would be, and y-intercept is 5. And it's for x is less than minus 2. So the dotted, so basically what you've got is you've got a line going to infinity, but it only starts at minus 2 for that line. So that's that part just there. Okay, and then it switches to the other function, which is that line. So I get fx equals minus 2x minus 1. So the y-intercept is minus 1. The gradient equals minus 2. And the x-intercept is you take the y-intercept, you change the sign. Okay, so it makes it plus 1 and divide by the gradient, which is minus 2. So the answer is minus 0.5 or minus a half. So the y-intercept is minus 1, which is there. The x-intercept is minus 0.5, which is there. So we've got basically an imaginary line going to infinity both directions, but it only applies to greater. So at this spot here, now back here, I'm just going to turn that back off, and when we get to minus 2 we put a circle because there's not an equal sign. Okay, and then at x equals minus 2, then this line takes over, which is there, and then we just use your ruler, get something like that. And we colour it in because there's an equal sign. Okay, so it's a bit dodgy, but that's what it looks like. Okay, one to go, and this one you'll do yourself. Oh, if I go back a bit, sorry, we have to find these values. So f of 3 is over here, which means we use that function. So f of 3 equals minus 2 times 3 minus 1 equals minus 6 minus 1, so the answer is minus 7. F of minus 4 is over here, which means you use that line, which is the top line, so it's minus 4 plus 5, so the answer is 1. And f of minus 2 is right there, and so we use that line. So we get minus 2 times minus 2 minus 1 equals 4 minus 1, so the answer equals 3. Okay. And is it a function? No, we're not. Okay, you don't have to worry about that question, just leave that out. Come across when you're ready. Okay, so we'll leave that question out. So I want you to have a go at sketching it. Okay, so first thing you need to do, I'm not going to do it right this second, you have to have a go yourself. Label the axes and have a go yourself. Okay, so we've got fx equals 4x minus 2. The y-intercept is minus 2. The gradient is 4. The x-intercept is you take the y-intercept, change the sign, and divide by the gradient, so it's a half. So I'll change colours. So half for the x-intercept, the y-intercept is minus 2. So the line's going like that. And this line is for x greater than 2, so it's a bit dodgy, but the line is that way. It only starts there. It's got an equal sign, so I can colour in that circle, and it goes that way. So again, a better use of scale would have been good. Second one, fx equals minus x on 3 plus 4. The y-intercept equals 4. The gradient is minus 1/3. The x-intercept is take the y-intercept, change the sign, divide by the gradient, and when you put that in your calculator you get 12. So my scale is pathetic. So 12, let's say the 12 is way over there. The y-intercept is 4, which is there. So that's the imaginary line going into infinity, but it only applies when x is less than 2. So it's going to be a not coloured in circle because there's not an equal sign, and then the line goes that way. So we've got this line down here for x is greater than 2 and a non-coloured in circle, and we're going back that way. Okay, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.